The somber tone honoring officers who died in the line of duty keeps echoing through greater Cincinnati.
You see all these officers in full uniform with tears flowing down their face because it could have been them.
Janine Enneking's husband, Jerry, is a Cincinnati police officer with 3 decades of service and close calls.
I get a call and he's been hit.
That was the first time in the early 2000s. That highway crash was minor. Thanksgiving Day 2003 was not. Responding to a crash at the 74-75 split, her husband's cruiser camera catches another crash. This time the impact catapulted him into the air.
If he would have been a split second over, he probably would have been paralyzed or dead.
Now a police specialist with the traffic unit, Enneking has been injured in 5 crashes on duty, twice after leaving his cruiser to check on someone else.
He really went kind of above and beyond there and put his own personal safety to the side.
In 2009, he was involved in a fatal shooting with a man family described as troubled.
Greg Toyez could very easily be dead. Jerry Enneking could very easily be dead.
The chief commended his officers' bravery, restraint, and textbook response. But each time an officer doesn't make it home, Janine thinks of her own.
Yeah, because that's reality. That could have been him. That's the reality.
Miles Manigault knows what it feels like to be perceived as a threat, not for wearing a badge, but for the color of his skin.
Just because of, I guess, my physical presence and how I can seem intimidating to others, but don't really have any malice in my heart.
He's a college student who's never broken the law, but like many Black Americans, when he sees flashing lights in his rearview mirror, his heart skips a beat.
I start thinking about all the things that I've done in my life, and if there's some things that I wish I could have done better, and I always do think that.
He says he tries to stay calm and remember what his mother preached.
Keep your hands on top of the wheel of the car, right? Never say anything that would upset the police. Don't raise your voice. Just always do whatever they say.
Then he says he breathes a sigh of relief, but the anxiety doesn't go away. For him, his mom, or others like them.
I think almost every Black mother has it in her pit of her stomach, and she's basically just waiting for the call one day when it's going to be her child. And you just pray constantly that it's not your kid.
Trista and Janine share that same pit in their stomach, a fear of losing someone they love, a fear that their family member will be unjustly targeted. Deal with us! Deal with us! Both women believe better understanding can help calm some of those fears and hope that officers and communities they serve start talking to see they share the same goal, at the end of the day, to make it home safe.
Now, Janine says Jerry should retire next year. She says he never wanted to retire early because he wanted to keep helping people. Trista serves on the Wyoming Community and Action Board, which is focused on inclusiveness in police relations, education, community, and business. Jatera McGee, WLWT News 5.